So video number 3 now after the new skill tree update. If you didn't see the first one giving an overview of the new beta, then the link will be down in the description. Alongside that is my new stealth build that is made using these new skill trees. Okay, so this video is now a build for dodge using akimbo pistols. Let's get into it. Okay, so starting off, let's take a look at the perk deck. I'm going to be using the rogue perk deck. This is the perk deck that's going to give you the biggest amount of dodge. So let's take a quick scan over these so you can see what they give. I'm not going to go into depth with it. There's many videos out there. But if you want to have the best dodge build, rogue is going to give you the best amount of dodge for your money. Okay, so let's get into the skills. Before we get into the weapons, we'll get into the skills because this is the kind of meat and potatoes of it, and this is where the most changes have happened. So let's take a look at what we've got here. We're going to go over the 5 skill trees. I'm getting pretty much something in everything other than technician. Don't really touch that at all. This may look very new to you. Like I said at the beginning of the video, go check out my first video. Gives an overview of how this looks, how it works, and goes kind of through each skill on a top level kind of informational way. So we're going to go into medic, and we are going to be using the first aid kits. Like many dodge builds, we want to be carrying 14 of these bad boys. So we start off with combat medic basic. After you revive the crew member, receive a 25% damage bonus for 10 seconds. We're going to take quick fix and quick fix ace. Decrease your first aid kit and Dr. Bad deploy time by 50%, so we put these down real quick. Crew members that use your first aid kits or Dr. Bags take 20% less damage for 10 seconds, so we can help our buddies out at the same time. Within this first tier, we're also going to take painkillers basic. Crew members you revive take 30% less damage for 5 seconds, and that's going to help when we use inspire. So whenever we shout people up, we're going to give them a little bit of a damage reduction. Okay, uppers is next. Add 7 first aid kits to our inventory. So now we're actually running with 11, I think it is. And then we're going to get this aced, and it gives us another 3. Usually it's the other way around. You usually get the 3, and then you'll get the 7. But with this new update, we're going to get the 7, then the 3. So we're going to be running with 14, which is absolutely amazing. Look at what it says in the ace. Your deployed first aid kits will be automatically used if a player is downed within a 5-meter radius of the first aid kit. So that's something completely new with these skill trees. That's awesome. And of course, we're going to take Inspire and Inspire Aced. You've all heard it in the games. Get the fuck up. That's what it is. It's us shouting at people to get them up. Next, we're going to go into Controller, and we're going to get Endurance, and we're going to get Endurance Ace. We're going to increase our supply of cable ties, and cable tie hosts is 75% faster. Not really bothered about that, but because we're running a dodge build, we want to be able to run around like a crazy lunatic and increasing our stamina by 150% and helping our crew out by 50% at the same time. Next, we're going to go into Cable Guy, and we're going to get the power range of our intimidation increased by 50%. So when we want to dominate people, this is going to help us. We're going to be able to do it from further away, and it's going to be the enemies are going to be more susceptible to it based on the power increase. We're not going to take anything into sharpshooter here. We're not going to be using an assault rifle or a sniper rifle, so these really don't count. We'll go into Enforcer next. We're going to take Underdog. When you're surrounded by 3 enemies or more, you receive a 15% damage bonus. When you're surrounded by 3 enemies or more, you receive a 15% less damage from enemies. We are going to take 1 shotgun skill here, and you'll see in the gun selection why. Our secondary is going to be a Judge, which is technically a shotgun, so we want to reload that faster. 15% faster is basic, and then another 35% faster once it's aced. You gain 125% increased steel sight speed when using shotguns also. Didn't want to go any further in this one. I think that was enough just to keep our Judge reloading pretty fast. Next, we're going to Armor Oppressor. Your armor recovers 15% faster, which is great because we're not wearing armor, we're wearing a suit, but obviously the suit carries some armor, so we want that to recover as fast as possible. Incorporated into Oppressor is stun resistance, reduces the visual effect of flashbangs by 75%, so that's always a good one on loud heists. And then we're going to take Transport. You can throw bags 50% further. And when we ace this, for each 10 armor points, the bag movement penalty is reduced by 1%. Something that we can pick up here is Bulletproof. Normally we'd have to go high in the Technician tree for this, but we're going to get this one really low down. The recovery rate of you and your crew's armor, is increased 25%. We're not going to go any higher with that, but that's a great little pickup there. Next, we're going to go Technician. Like I said, we're not going to get nothing from this. Ghost, we're going to get a lot from Ghost. This is dodge. All of these, a lot of these used to be, some of these heavy hitters used to be in the Fugitive tree, but now they're in Ghost. So we're not going to take anything in Covert Ops. We are going to go straight into Commando. And we're going to go duck and cover. Your stamina starts regenerating 25% earlier and 25% faster, and we're going to sprint 25% faster. Next, when we ace that, it actually adds to our dodge. You have a 25% increased chance to dodge while sprinting. You gain 15% chance to dodge while crouching or ziplining. So if you do the whole run, jump, crouch, you're actually going to get a hell of an increase in your dodge there. Evasion, you gain 10%. You gain 10% additional movement speed and 20% ladder climbing. Not too bothered about the ladder climbing, it's a little bit of a bonus. But again, we want that movement speed because we're going to be running around a lot. Thick Skin increases the concealment of melee weapons by 2. We want a low detection based on Sneaky Bastard and Low Blow. We want to keep our detection below 5. So increasing our concealment of melee is going to help. Next, we want Die Need. Now, this is a new one. Basic, when your armor is depleted, the first shot on any enemy will cause those enemies to stagger. This effect ends when your armor regenerates. So if you get hit by a bullet and your armor disappears, any shot you take between that and your armor coming back is going to make the enemy stagger, which is fantastic. But once we ace this, it gets even better. This effect persists for 6 seconds after your armor has regenerated. So even we're going to take all of these skills that regenerate our armor faster. Well, we've got 6 seconds after that armor comes back, and every shot that we hit with someone, it makes the enemy stagger. So this is actually very overpowered by the sound of it. Next, we're going to take Shockproof. This is another one that used to be in the Technician tree. The Taser Shock attack has 30% chance to backfire when he targets at you, causing the Taser to be knocked back. It's got a 1 in 3 chance of the Taser just letting go. Here's the big one for dodge build. Sneaky Bastard. This remains the same as it used to, but it's just in the Ghost tree, not Fugitive. You gain 1% of dodge for every 3 points of concealment under 35 up to 10%. So what does that mean? That means that as long as we stay below 5 detection detection, we can get a 30 dodge boost from that. So that is fantastic. So that's why you'll see that we have a concealment or detection rating of 3. Next, we're going to go into Silent Killer. This is perfect for dodge too. You are 15% less likely to be targeted by enemies when you are close to one of your crew members. So you can be a rogue and go run off and be alone, but you don't get the benefits of this one if you do that. Now, if you ace this, you are now 30% less likely to be targeted by enemies when you're close to one of your crew members. And by the wording of that, these two do not stack. So it doesn't go to 45. It just says you are now 30% instead of 45, and it doesn't stack. So then we want to skip these out completely. We don't want any silent killer things. We're not running suppressors. We're going to go straight for low blow. So it uses the same calculation as Sneaky Bastard. As long as we stay below 5, we're going to get a 30% critical hit chance every time that we fire our weapon. So again, we're going to stay low on the detection, and we're going to emphasize Sneaky Bastard, and we're going to incorporate low blow at the same time. Now we're going to go into Fugitive. This is where our pistol skills come into play. We are going to be running akimbo pistols. Equilibrium decreases the time it takes to draw and holster pistols by 80%. So basically just pulling out the pistols, swapping the weapon is going to be 80% faster. Gun Nut, your pistol magazine sizes are increased by 5 bullets. Fantastic. We ace this, you gain 100% increased fire rate with pistols. And akimbo, your akimbo weapon stability penalty is reduced by 8, which is going to help us immensely. So that is the skill setup for the dodge build. I've got 2 points left. I'm a level 91, and there are a couple in here that once you get the extra 10 points, you could probably go to. You could probably hit 9 lives here. You're not going to be able to get up to Messiah at the top here. If you wanted to take some lower concealment weapons, you could probably ace low blow or ace Sneaky Bastard, still get the benefits of those, but run some weapons that don't have the better concealment. So let's go and take a look at the weapons. Obviously akimbo pistols is what I said we're going to be using, and we've got the pistol skills to back them up. I'll show you what I'm running on these. Obviously you can use any that you like. I chose these ones because they had a high fire rate. It seems as though the pistols have been nerfed in the 97.6 update. These have one of the higher fire rates, so that's why I'm taking them. I'm going to stick the flash hider on for a couple more damage. They do take away some accuracy, but they add 12 stability. So we want some good stability with the akimbos. Boost, don't have any boost, don't have any gadgets. I did take the extended magazine, which adds 16 onto the clip, plus the 5 that we got. So now a magazine is actually going to be 42, and our total ammo is 156, so that's a lot. Then we go for the slide. We're going to get the accuracy back. We're going to gain 12. We lose 1 concealment, but that's not a problem. Then let's go into the secondary. we're going to take a look at the judge right now. So usually I would run like a explosive bow or a GL40 as a primary, and then a pistol as a secondary on something like a grinder build. Here we want something explosive to push back shields, stun bulldozers, that kind of thing. So we're going to take the HE rounds, the high energy rounds, or high explosive, whatever you want to call them. So one shot onto a shield and it's going to push him back, one shot to a bulldozer and it will stun him. So you can switch to your primary and just take off the rest of their armor. We're going to take the King's Crown Compensator. We're going to gain 1 damage, not really anything. We're going to gain 12 accuracy. No boost, no gadgets, no sights, so pretty stock. Just got the nozzle on the end there and the HE rounds to boot. And that is it. We're going to run the first aid kits like I said. We're going to have 14 of those. We're going to be running the suit. One thing to note with this, we are going to be running 40 dodge. The suit now gives a base of 5, not 10 like it used to. But the rogue perk deck and everything else that we've got going on gives us a 35, so a total of 40. So I'm going to be running around like a crazy maniac. You could, if you wanted to, you could run the light ballistic vest. We still get our boost of 35. It has a base of negative 25, so it actually puts us into a positive 10 if you did want to run that. But obviously, you want to get this as high as possible for a dodge build, and 40 is not bad at all. Now, again, if you're going to be next to your teammates and you're going to get that extra dodge by being next to them, then this is going to be pretty damn high, especially if you're running, jumping and crouching all at the same time. You should not take much damage whatsoever. And that, my friends, is it. That is a dodge build with the new skill trees. Enjoy.